It just got very real as we have a massive new Los Angeles Lakers free agency update as it surrounds one particular player that changes everything as it pertains to the Lakers' pursuit of a center. We're going to break that down as well as discuss an update surrounding DeAndre Ayton as well as all these reports intertwine. And there's some big news to go over today. But before we get into it all, if you're part of the percentage, you aren't subscribed to the channel, it's the place to be for daily Lakers content. You guys have been absolute beasts with the support. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the daily, multiple videos a day, Lakers content over here, folks. A lot to go over. We're still waiting for the Lakers to make their first move, whether that be for a center or a wing. Obviously, the number one priority for the Lakers right now at this juncture is the center position. And we're all kind of just patiently waiting for DeAndre Ayton, and we do have some updates surrounding DeAndre Ayton we're going to go over. But there's been some new reports as of late, including reports that dropped just minutes ago surrounding Al Horford, which is extremely interesting because Al Horford is a very interesting big man to discuss, but 20 minutes ago, Lakers are seriously considering Al Horford in addition to DeAndre Ayton per Amigo Hoops. These moves may take some time, and an answer is expected in the coming days. And we also have a report from Shams, which is some more information here. But it seems that, and I know Hunter covered it in a video yesterday night, it seems that Al Horford just got very real for the for Los Angeles Lakers. I'm thinking about Toronto. They just made also another signing, but for the Lakers, Al Horford just became a very, very possible and almost likely scenario here. And things have gotten very interesting because there's two different reporters now. It's both Sam Amick of Amigo Hoops and, of course, Dan Wokey, who came out and also said that Al Horford is a serious option along with Ayton for the Lakers. Now, are they going to be able to get both? That is still up in the air. But what we do know is that Big Al is a very prominent option for the Lakers. And it makes sense at this point. Like, almost everybody is prominent simply because of the fact that they don't have many other options. Like most of the other guys who are available are off of the market. And we also saw today that somehow the Bucks managed to pull off Miles Turner in a crazy turn of events. The Lakers would have never been able to give, a 4-year deal out like that. But teams are getting centers, and there's not many centers that are available besides, of course, Al Horford, and DeAndre Ayton is the big one. Now, let's dive into Al Horford a little bit before we get into an update surrounding Ayton. And also, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this move. I think he would be a fine backup center. He's approaching his age 39 season. Last year with the Celtics, averaged 9 points a game and 6 rebounds. He can shoot the ball a little bit. Like, he is a stretch 5, and he would be someone that alongside Luka could be interesting, but he is not a starting center on a championship caliber team. And that's clearly what us as fans want the Lakers to be next season, is competing for a championship. Maybe, Rob Pelinka's aiming for the 2027 free agency class, which seems to be, part of what's happening here. But they need to get some sort of starting caliber center. You're letting Jackson Hayes walk in theory. You're letting all these things happen, and they're considering both of these guys. Now, there's been reports about DeAndre Ayton. I think Ayton and Horford, if you can combine them and get both somehow, would be really, really solid. I think that could be a very interesting pairing. You have a more athletic, physical big man in DeAndre Ayton, who's less of a shooter and more of a bruiser. And then, of course, somebody you can pair with Luka Doncic for pick and rolls. And then you have Al Horford, a veteran who can be off the bench, give you a little bit of minutes, still has legs under him. He played 60 games, started 42 for a team in the Boston Celtics who won the championship the year before last and things like that. He's still a very good player, but again, he can't be the number one option for the Lakers, at least in my opinion. And we also had this update from Dan Wokey an hour ago. Sources tell me that in addition to DeAndre Ayton, the Lakers are still evaluating other options via free agency and trade. Obviously, a crucial decision for the Lakers. Would expect an answer in the upcoming days. So this DeAndre Ayton sweepstakes might not end today. And you can see here, because this correlates directly with what's happening, they're evaluating other options in free agency and via trade. And coming into this offseason, of course, we were kind of expecting, at least a couple weeks ago about a trade, for the Lakers maybe pursuing Walker Kessler, Nick Claxton. All those talks have kind of been put to rest here because it seems that a lot of these teams are holding on to their centers. Like, not many centers are out there available to swap out. And for the Lakers, they still have their assets. Of course, they signed, one guy yesterday who's, decent, but he's not a center by any means. And now for Al Horford, things, and with the, loss of Dorian Finney-Smith, they have lost a lot of size that used to be there for this squad. And again, it's probably not going to develop today. Will we see Al Horford sign with the Lakers today? It's up in the air. It could happen. I think they're going to wait, see what happens with DeAndre Ayton, and then from there go on further and see what they can do with Al Horford. Now, if DeAndre Ayton gets picked up by the Pacers or a team willing to pay more than the MLE that the Lakers are willing to give, and maybe the Lakers are trying to get him for less than the MLE, so they have some more options, more money left and some of their other exceptions to make some other moves. It's a little bit of a crazy time right now for the Lakers, and not necessarily because of the fact that, they need a center, which they definitely do, but not only needing a center, also just kind of evaluating the trade market, evaluating the free agency market, because they can also go about it in the way of a trade. And as we know, the Lakers are in a very intriguing spot here. And Shams came out yesterday night and dropped a pretty big bomb here. The Lakers are prioritizing 2-year deals right now. They want to have space to offer a max contract in 2027. We're seeing a moment of truth between LeBron James and the Lakers. And of course, there's been some reports about LeBron maybe wanting out if the team isn't good enough. It seems that for some reason, Pelinka is really focused on the next few years, like after this year, like 2027 and beyond, having max contract, offer sheet space in 2027's offseason, which I don't necessarily agree with, because you have Luka Doncic. We're acting like, and people, Rob Pelinka seems to be acting like Luka Doncic is a rookie who's young and you're building around him. He's 26 years old. He was coming off of, prior to last year, an NBA Finals run that he carried mostly himself. Try to win now. You have one of the best players, a top 3 player in the NBA, and it's at the point where you can't just continue to do what Rob Pelinka always does and said, yeah, okay, we'll wait 2 more years, we'll wait 2 more years, we'll wait 2 more years, and continue to build. Make moves now. And of course, he did acquire Luka Doncic. Whether you want to argue that was gifted to him or not, it's still up in the air. Whether it was the right move or not, technically, is still up in the air here. And we know, the report I covered the other day, teams recognize the Lakers are desperate for a center and are asking for more assets to, quote, take advantage of them. And that's why, the free agency, and that's why a lot of fans are overreacting, or rightfully reacting, to the lack of center options available. It's been made clear that teams aren't willing to deal centers to the Lakers in trades because of the fact that they know they don't have a center. They know a team with Luka Doncic and LeBron with a proper center is terrifying, right? It's horrifying, and could go on and instantly be title contenders. So teams like Utah, teams like Brooklyn probably aren't going to trade their centers for scraps or for Dalton, Knecht in a first, which kind of makes you rewind now back to that Mark Williams deal. Should they have done that? Hindsight, of course, being 2020, who knows? But they're prioritizing 2-year deals, which is kind of why Al makes a little bit of sense. And even Ayton, maybe this is a prove it. Again, for Ayton and Al, especially Ayton, prove it year for Ayton, get him in there, and you pair him with Luka Doncic, you pair him with LeBron James in a 1-year MLE deal. You can then go out, and if he has a great year, he can get paid a ton of money, like guys like Luke Cornett are getting paid over $40 million. So it would be great for Ayton. I think ultimately he's going to land in LA, but it's, the reports lately. We see guys like, there's just a lot of reports going out there. We're seeing guys get paid a lot of money. And for DeAndre Ayton, the most recent update is, again, they are considering both, and a decision isn't necessarily expected today. It could go on further and further. But folks, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. Things are picking up. Do you want to see Big Al on the Los Angeles Lakers? I think as a part of a backup center, it could make some sense. The Rockets decided to hoard a bunch of centers and get Capella back, get Brook Lopez back. Brook Lopez goes to LA. They decided to get Capella back. All these centers are being taken off the market, whether they were backups or starting centers. The team is looking very, very thin at the center position, and I think big trades are on the horizon here. But let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. A big report from Shams, big report in general. We're going to keep you up to date with everything Lakers related. You guys have been absolute beasts. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Cheers.